And once again, make sure you have a chair handy and a bolster or a block. Take a moment to rock from side to side, feel stability. And then the little Rolodexing of the hips forward and back. If you're having any stiffness or injuries, just adjust, modify. You can always use a block under the leg to support you. If you can, elevate the pelvis slightly to create a forward tilt in the pelvis. And imagine you're creating a structure in the body that can allow the breath to travel easily in and out of the lungs. So these next couple of weeks, I'm focusing a little bit more on breath than I normally do. Start to become aware of the sensations you feel with each new breath. And if you can, as you breathe in through the nose, through the nostrils. Exhaling gently through the nose or the mouth. Just take a moment to appreciate what the nostrils, the nose, does each time you breathe in. This wonderful architectural feature on the face. Each time you breathe in, the fine hairs inside the nostrils, cilia, filter out, clean, remove debris from the air. The blood flow into the nostrils warms the air as it enters the body. And when you breathe through the nose, it releases nitric oxide, enhancing the ability of the oxygen to be absorbed into the bloodstream more efficiently than through the mouth. So your nose was designed to enhance your performance each time you breathe. Feel that appreciation for the nose today. Feel that connection each time you breathe in. How much work the nose, the nostrils do just to prepare the air to enter your lungs. Warming, moisturizing, cleaning. On the next exhale, drop the chin gently towards the chest. Feel a stretch sensation in the back of the neck. Keep the chin to the chest, turn the head towards the right shoulder, feeling the stretch sensation. Inhale, neutral. Exhale to the left. Keep the chin down. Inhaling, neutral. As you inhale through the nostrils, let the chin lift up, float up. Exhale the left ear towards the left shoulder. If your eyes were open, they'd be gazing out to the horizon, chin away from the chest. Relax the right shoulder. Inhale, float that left hand up and over the head. Rest the left hand against the temple, the side of the head, and let the weight of the left hand gently traction out your neck. Feel the sensations. The neck hardly gets this kind of traction, so the sensations might feel a little jarring. Ease into the stretch. And bring your attention back to the nostrils, warming, moisturizing the air. Slowing the breath down. Slow the breath down as if you're letting the nostrils enjoy the flavor of the air, the texture, the moisture, smells, the fragrance. Almost like you're smelling a rose or a delightful fragrance, a frangipani. Inhaling, filling the lungs. Exhaling slowly. Now release the hand, but bring the hand to the other side of the head to support and lift it up. So the hand lifts the head back to neutral. Release the left hand. Bring your attention back to the nostrils, inhaling. Filling the lungs. Let the right ear roll towards the right shoulder, keeping the chin away from the chest. Relax the left shoulder. Good. Invite the right hand up and over the head. Gently tractioning out the left side of the neck to the degree that feels delicious, helpful, nourishing. Left shoulder relaxes. Meditate on the breath. Slowing the breath down. Just feeling how much the nostrils contribute to each inhale. All the work they do. Preparing the air to enter the bloodstream. Gently releasing, bring the hand to the other side of the head. Support the head as you lift it up. Chin away from the chest. Exhale, turn the head to the right shoulder, keeping the chin, just a rotation, that's it. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, left side. Feel the air enter the nostrils as the head returns to neutral. Extend the legs. If you have something to put under the knees, whether it's pillows blocks, bolster, rolled up jacket, whatever. We're going to come into caterpillar pose. We haven't done caterpillar for a while. Extending the legs out, and I'll turn a little bit sideways so it makes more sense to you. So the blocks are going to go under my knees, so it keeps the knees slightly bent. The more bend you have, the more you'll be able to hinge forward. You can remain with the elevated sit bones, or you can come all the way down to the mat. If you have a strap or a tie handy, you can have that ready. So sitting up nice and tall, press down on the sit bones. And as you exhale, hinge forward. As you hinge forward, start to feel the hamstrings. Curl the toes of the feet back towards the shin. Now, even though the more the knees are bent, the more you'll be able to hinge forward. So if the knees were up high, you would feel your belly against the thighs. So don't worry about how much the knees are bent. We're going to be here for a while. We're going to give those knees plenty of time to hinge. To flatten. Keep the chin away from the chest so you're not rounding the back. If you look at me, I'm trying to lift, keep my back nice and long. Now, if you have your knees deeply bent, you can lower the blocks and start to straighten the legs out a little bit over time. Keep your attention on the back of the legs. Feel the back of the legs light up with sensation simply by pushing out through the heels, curling the toes back. If you have a tie, you can hold the tie around the feet, or you can hold underneath the legs. So I've just turned my blocks down to the next level, hinged forward a little more, and noticing new sensations down into the glutes, low back. And think of all the focus and concentration coming into your midsection, your belly, your sit bones, your buttocks, your rib cage. Push down with the sit bones and lift the rib cage, pulling the navel back towards the spine, creating a small hollow in the belly. And see if this allows your hands to travel a little further or to lower the legs a little lower. Bring your attention to the nostrils. And many of us in these current times are finding ourselves having to wear masks. And sometimes masks can feel restrictive, uncomfortable. But if you slow the breath down, if you focus on the nostrils, even when we're masked, the sensation of breathing can change. And just as important as breath is the hunger to breathe, the need to breathe. The need to breathe keeps us on our toes, keeps us alive. So when you feel a little restriction in the breath, a little hunger, use that as a way to feel grateful for the breath that you're about to take, not taking it for granted. Breathe a little deeper, exhale a little further forward. Now start to drop the head towards the knees, coming into your caterpillar pose. Holding the thigh or the back of the legs, the feet. If your head is all the way down to the knees and your hands extend beyond the feet, you can bring a block at the base of the feet and grab the block. We'll be here for one more breath. On the next inhale, bring the hands back and walk the hands up the legs slowly, coming up very gently. Exhale, bending the knees. And if you're sitting on something, you can remove it from underneath you. Standing the feet on the edges of the mat, start to sway the knees from side to side. Really enjoy this new set of motions. You can release one back hand to create a little more stretch and twist. Now the next time you come to neutral, I'm going to ask you to do a 180 degrees so you can keep an eye on me. So you turn your back to me now, but you're going to drop the knees to the right. So you start to turn and then come down onto your elbows. So you've come into a twisted Sphinx pose. Elbows beneath the shoulders. Let the shoulders relax and pull against the mat so you feel the ribs lift up, the ribs lengthen. It's like your whole spine is getting a little longer. Keep the back of the neck longish, so the chin is slightly tucked, but not too tucked. Bring your attention to the nostrils. Feel that breath come through the nostrils, warmed, moist, clean. Can you let the distance between the tailbone and the crown of the head get a little longer? Shoulders slide back down towards the tailbone. Feeling yourself grow a little longer. Feel the belly move with each breath. With each exhale, feel yourself lengthen, growing taller and taller. 3 more breaths here. On the third exhale, bring the elbows further apart. Slide your right hand behind you, the back of the hand resting against the mat. Your left arm coming out beside you, and let the head and the chest simply rest on the mat. Feel yourself supported by the mat. Notice the sensations as you let go. And sometimes when we're in a position like this, I'll encourage you to feel yourself become soft and heavy and sink into the mat. But tonight I want you to imagine yourself becoming as light as a feather. Each time you inhale, you feel as if the body wants to drift up off the mat. Light as a feather, light as a cloud. So sometimes in yin yoga we associate with the density of the body. But tonight, feeling that association with this weightlessness of your own consciousness, like the mist that rises up off a lake, drifts into the air. Three more breaths. Bring the hands underneath the shoulder to slowly bring you up. Face the back of your mat, standing the feet against the mat. Start to sway from side to side. Let each sway take you a little further around into that twist until both knees are down. Turn the body towards the top of your mat. Lengthen through the spine. And then bring the elbows to your mat. If that's uncomfortable for your elbows, consider bringing a blanket underneath the elbows. Start to lengthen. Almost as if the breath is lengthening you. You inhale through the nostrils, arms pull against the mat. You feel yourself lengthen through the spine. Feel the ears come away from the shoulders, lengthening. Feel the sensations in this twisted sphinx. And then start to appreciate once again what the nose is doing for you. 20,000 times every day, you will inhale through the nostrils. So as the spine lengthens, the shoulders relax. No tension in the shoulders. Releasing the tension in the shoulders with each exhale. Letting the back of the neck stay long. Not stretched, not rounded, but long. On your exhale, gently draw the navel back towards the spine. Notice what it's like to hollow out the belly in a twist. What are those sensations like for you? Three more breaths. On the third exhale, widen the elbows. Let the left hand come back behind you. Palm face upwards. Come down onto the left side of the head. And relax the whole body. And in that relaxation, imagine yourself becoming weightless. So science only likes to find things that have weight. They say that if you could weigh all the sunbeams in a 50-acre paddock, it would weigh the same as a single human hair. So even sunbeams have weight. Imagine if you were lighter than a sunbeam, so that you experience that sense of yourself that's weightless. Five more breaths. When you're ready, roll onto your belly. Straddle the feet widely across the mat. Stack the hands under the forehead. Come into your crocodile pose. Let the nostrils be like hollow tubes, open to the air as it flows in and out. And as you lie on the belly, feel the belly against the mat. Feel the belly as the engine room of your breath, where the breath begins. The brain doesn't talk to the nostrils, the brain talks to the belly. It tells the belly to expand, the diaphragm to move. to pull the air through the nostrils. The nostrils are just calm, open spaces, receiving that draw of breath through the body. Preparing for the next level of back bend, bringing the elbows under the shoulders, close enough so that the hands can reach the upper arms. Sphinx pose, just like we did with Sphinx twist. Forearms on the ground, hands, palms on the ground, shoulders roll back and down. Option to bring a block under the head if you'd like to rest the head against a block. Optional to let the chin rest against the chest. Slowing the breath down. Slow the breath down. If you'd like to go a little deeper in the back bend, invite the arms to swivel out to the edges of the mat. Fingers point out to the side, thumbs point straight ahead. Press into the floor with the hands. Elbows gently straighten, lengthen. Seal pose. Let the shoulder blades gently touch together. Feel the stretch through the front of the body, chest, belly, thighs. If you like to drop the chin, lower the chin towards the chest. And feel all your choices here as you breathe through the nostrils. The choice to come to Sphinx or crocodile or remain in seal. The nostrils like bamboo poles, empty, just allowing the flow of air in and out. Just like a flute allows the flautist to push the air through that empty tube. Exhale, release the elbows. Gently come back to crocodile, resting the head, walking the knees together now. Bend the knees and swivel the toes about the ankles, circling the feet. Float the feet back to the earth, hands under shoulders, press up onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, a little cat and cow. Feeling your spine after that long back bend. And then come down onto your sit bones, bring the feet towards the top of the mat. And lay down onto your back. Make sure you have your chair behind you and a bolster or a block. Something that you're going to use in this next combination of poses. So the chair behind me has the seat facing me. Bolster or block right beside you. Bend the knees and press the feet into the mat. Lift the hips. Now bring the bolster or your block or your pillow or your rolled up overcoat underneath you. Let the hips come down so they feel supported. Make sure the back of the head is flat to the earth. Inhale, pick up both knees and squeeze the knees gently towards the shoulders after that long back bend. This might feel a little sensational. Keep the thighs off the belly for now. Knees wide. Elevate the feet into the sky. Let the hands rest beside you. While the feet are in the sky, make gentle pointing and flexing with the feet. And then curl the toes back towards the shin. Open the feet out into a wide V. Feel the whole internal thighs open up. Toes curl back. Gently bring the feet back together. Cross the left ankle over the right, bend the knees, grab hold of the knees and gently turn the knees in a circle. Now if you have a big wide bolster under you, you can turn into a big circle. If you have a block or something a little narrower, you keep the circle small so you don't feel like you'll come off the prop. Whether your circles are small or big, start to squeeze the knees a little closer to the chest. You start to feel a stretch sensation deep down in the lower hips. And then start to turn the other direction. Preparing for snail pose. To prepare for snail pose, start by bringing the hands down beside you, palms down on the floor. At any time snail pose gets too much, come back to the feet in the air. Now push down with the hands so that the pelvis comes off the mat, the knees come back towards the chair behind you, and then bend the elbows and capture. Capture the low back for a moment with the hands, elbows bent. Start to slowly bring the legs out towards the chair. You might feel the tips of the toes touch the seat of the chair. If this is too much, gently come back. If you'd like to bring a few cushions on top of the chair to raise the height of the chair, to lift the feet a little higher, you can rest them. Try to have the feet resting if possible at your comfortable edge. If your comfortable edge is beyond the seat of the chair, gently come back and you can move the chair and bring your feet onto something lower, if not all the way to the floor. When the belly is scrunched up like this and the back is stretching, you might feel the resistance of the breath. Let those hollow bamboos, the nostrils, let them remain open to receive the air. Noticing the feelings that come up. You might feel a hunger for breath. You might feel fear. What sensations can you let yourself feel? For how long can you feel those feelings? Knowing that you can always come back at any time. What intensity of feeling can you allow in the neck, the back, the breath, the elbows, the hands? So many places of sensation. Can you straighten the legs, push out through the heels, toes curl back. Five more breaths. Now to come out of the pose, bring the hands down to the floor, brace the neck, and as the hips lower, allow the head to come off the ground. Gently lower the head back down, bend the knees, and hug the knees towards your chest. Allow yourself to nourish, to recover, to feel. Exhale, release the feet. Let the feet float back to the earth. Press down, remove whatever's underneath you to one side. Bring the knees back up, hug the knees and rock from side to side. Like you're massaging the kidneys, the low back. Let yourself breathe. Exhale, release the feet to the mat. Gently roll to one side. Press up. If you have a blanket handy, bring the blanket to the side of the mat. Prepare for half frog pose. Bring that left knee out onto your blanket. Extend the right leg behind you. Open the arms into goalpost arms. And lay the head down. Notice the feelings in the low back. Moving from that deep back stretch to a slight back contraction in half frog. If your low back feels comfortable, invite the right arm back behind you. Rest the back of the right hand against the small of your low back. You can tuck the fingers of the right hand underneath the waistline of the pants, and then let the right arm become heavy. Feel the weight of the right arm as if it's holding you down, anchoring you to your mat. If at any time this feels uncomfortable, bring the hand back and stack the head onto the hands. If you'd like to invite the left arm back to rest on your low back, as if you've been handcuffed. The two wrists beside each other, the arms resting, held by the low back. Feel the belly like the handle of a bellows, pulling the air through the nostrils. The nostrils moisturizing, warming, cleaning, and adding that nitric oxide so that the efficiency of each breath is so much better. Your whole body conspiring to make everything work as best as it can. Three more breaths here. On that third inhale, bring the hands back under the head. Roll from temple to temple. Inhale, bring that left knee back to the mat. Feel the contrast between the left and right hip. Left and right thigh. Inhale, lift the head. Take the blanket to the other side. Bring that right knee out. Come into goalpost arms. Swivel the head in the opposite direction. This time bringing your attention to gravity, to weightiness. Inviting the left arm back to rest on the low back. If that's comfortable, the right arm can come back. Inviting both shoulders to relax. Inviting gravity to anchor you to the earth. Letting go. Five more breaths. On that fifth inhale, float the hands back, stack the hands, rest your forehead against the stacked hands. And then roll from temple to temple, releasing the neck. Release the right leg back to the mat. Roll onto your back. Stand the feet on the edges of the mat. Let the arms come out 90 degrees. Palms face up. Now decide what would be best right now. Would you like the knees to rest against each other in TP pose? Would you like the soles of the feet to come together, the knees to splay out to the edges of the mat? Or extending the legs into a wide V with the knees supported or not supported? Pentacle pose. Take 3 or 4 breaths to explore your options. Choose the option that feels most nourishing. most natural ending to the session. When you found your position, feel the flow of air through the nostrils. Bring your attention back to weightlessness. And feeling the boundary of your own space, your own circumstances. What is this moment in time calling you to do? To remain in Shavasana, to remain being nourished, held. Or is it calling you to transition? To come to completion of the session? And taking ownership of that space that you're in right now, either staying where you are or gently bending the knees and hugging or stretching. Transitioning to one side of the body to prepare to sit. All these different options. Can you listen to your own needs? Bring your attention back to the nostrils. Just sitting there passively every day. Allowing the air to come into the lungs. To allow yourself to feel the density and gravity of the body, all the weightlessness of your spirit, of your essence. Or both. Bring your hands together in prayer. Let the head bow in gratitude. For the nostrils. Thank you, nostrils. Namaste. Thank you, folks. You can unmute yourself if you'd like.
Thank you. That was